Welcome back, people, to episode 4 of Bush Simulator. Let's start by going through a bush. And then, let's move here, go for another bush. I can't remember which bushes I've been through. Okay, we've got the sound of water. And a bench. Well, something like that. A dry old picnic table, that's the word I was looking for, sat lonely amongst the trees. It had carvings and marks from years of previous campers. Bloody campers! Fucking campers! As I tried to read some of the names and the marks, idly from the knife I'd found. If I wanted to, I could have carved something on the table, did I? Bugger it, why not? Let's carve a penis on the table. Let's just draw a penis on the table. With a few crude strokes, I etched a simple design into the wood. RH. Yeah. I'm not saying nothing about those two letters. Nothing about them. I felt like a teenager defacing the table. I read some of the other names and notes on the table surface. Rytron, Kumar, Uncle Phil, lol, Henry. Then, why they all write like 12-year-olds on the internet? David, Jenny. Seemed like the table has seen a lot of use over the years. Oh yeah, I bet it had. I can hear the water so much. Is that it? The plank I found was long enough to form a crude bridge, but I wasn't sure if it would hold. Did I use it? Let's do this. Plank. I told you guys, when I found that plank, I knew it. I absolutely knew it. Oh my god! 2 bodies. 2 young women were half dug into a hasty, shallow grave between the trees. The younger looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. Flashlight, I said flashlight. I meant flash, honest. They deserved better than that. Did I clean up the gravesite? What, really? Yeah, okay, let's clean up the gravesite. I tried to cover them up a bit more, and I closed the younger woman's eyes. I fashioned a crude marker. I wasn't sure why, but I felt I had to do something. The girls weren't carrying ID, so I couldn't determine their names. I only hoped that whoever had done this had done it quickly. I wondered now if they had a phone or something at their campsite. Maybe I could call for help. Okay, so from the last episode there's that campsite, and I guess it was these 2 girls who were there. Yeah, girls shouldn't go alone fucking camping. This shit happens. And the fact now all my DNA is over the bloody site. Jeez. Is that it? I guess I'll go back to the campsite then. Yeah, I presume so. Did I cross back over the shore? Well, you've got no choice, my friends. Oh, terrible tragedy trophy. There we go. Got the bench again. We got a bush. I guess we go through the bush. And then for another bush. Yep. Which one was the campsite? It wasn't that bush, I'm sure. It was the other one. Oh, it must have been that bush. Isn't there 3 bushes? No. So many bushes, people. And then this one. Yep. And then straight ahead is the campsite. The inside of that tent was suffocating. Is that it? You're not going to go looking for that phone you were talking about? Olivia? Daphne? Yeah, okay, we know about the names. So what the fudge then? Like, really, what the fudge? This is the washroom area, right? The 2 girls I found by the river, were they on this list? And why was Rachel's name here? I had to get home. Okay. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. This is the campsite. Then I'll go for the middle one. This one is... Wow, the memory is terrible. I do apologize. That's the place. Yep, I just went there. Yep. Okay. So that one is done. Right, we know the left one is done, okay? Middle one. We got the fence. Yeah, we can't do anything with that fence. The fence is too overpowered. So we got this one. Do I go back to the site with the plank? Map. I almost wished I had paid more attention to those crazy spirits. This is all going back. We don't want to go back, do we? Do we? Just thinking now. Alright, we went there. That was... yeah, we don't need to go back. Definitely don't need to go back. Oh dear, it's going to be one of those horrible episodes where I'm just confused. Alright. Got the water. Actually, no. Those... yeah, we've done that. Maybe I missed something over here then. Sure. We got the dead girls. Yeah, we read that. We can't go. Yeah, we read that. We've got no choice but to go back. You mentioned their campsite and the phone, but that's the plank. But when I got to the campsite, you just did fudge all, right? You seen that yet? You did absolutely fudge all at the campsite. Okay, I guess we go back there again. She's like, oh, I wonder if they had a phone at their campsite. So yeah, mate. Alright, so this is campsite, yeah. The campsite. By the looks of it, the fire, yeah, had been extinguished. This is the, like, tent. Inside of that tent was suffocating. That's it, that's all he says. My good God. Alright. Then we got this building again. No. This is the washroom. There's definitely nothing else in here. That's the sink. So I got my plank and he's like, I want to leave the washroom. Yep, that's fine. So we're done in there. Oh my God. This is horrendous. And we've done the middle one, haven't we? Can't go that way. Then this leads to the place with like the notes. The two girls. What's this? To get home. Yeah, I get it, but how the fudge do I get there? Borderline tempted to end the episode just so we can like try and get back on track. I don't know. That's the washroom again, isn't it? Yes, it is. I must have to really go far back. This is what sign? The sign was the same as the first one I seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. Really? I'd finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew they never wanted to return there. I really don't want to return to Bush Simulator. Wow, really? Out the fudging fudge. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Fucking campers. Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? I have no idea, mate. Ha! 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 Okay, enough of that. It's about as much fun as it gets. The story's great, don't get me wrong, but yeah. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory, where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Damn right it is. Not being followed, it's just the wind. There's a hole in the fence or a door. Hole in the fence, hype! Don't tell me we've got hole in... Oh, what? I found the body of a security guard. Just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? Interesting how I woke up with that light. I saw the blunt wound on the guard's head and looked again at the flashlight I was carrying. Oh no, please. What was this? I dug into the ground. It was a cracked old watch. First my wallet and now this? I retrieved my watch. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. I wished I could remember. Why was all my stuff missing? Why am I finding all my stuff as well? In these weird places. What has happened, guys? What has happened? Some stairs. What locker? Isn't a locker? One of these lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Old work clothes had been picked through, and a few photos and notes had been ripped off the door and spread around. Okay. The door. What's this thingy? There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs have collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. Okay, so we got 3 doors and stairs. We'll take the doors before the stairs. Kind of makes sense to me. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said "Danger, closed for repairs." Okay, and this one? The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. Can I use that now? Power's on yet. Okay, so I've got to go get power, which I guess comes from upstairs. Let's go. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. Yeah, this one? The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cuttings and notices. There were notes too, and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Alright, we got a door there. Read it again. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. Interesting. Maybe I got jealous and I killed my own wife? Something like that. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Looked like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. I wondered, was that guard using this as a break room of his own? Okay, so we can go back upstairs or we can go through this door. But we'll do that in the next episode. Thank you again for watching. And this has been home to the pip. Yeah.